First up, we're going to go through is you want to get take your private funds and take them away from your business and set up your own checking account. We're going to go into finances because operations is the meat of a business. This is what is running the business, keeping the business going, making sure the phone is on, the financing part of it, the administration part of it, the tracking, the systems, all of those things. Regardless of what business you are, you will have finances to get into. You will have some sort of tracking, administration, paperwork. We call it administration, but it's paperwork. Paperwork. And then typically, very rarely do you have a business where you're going to be the only one doing anything in the business. So you're going to have to hire or outsource help to get you to keep the business in your operations. Finances. Your pre-launch costs, those, like I said, we're going to get your separate business account. You're legit. You got your FEIN number. This will make your business your company, and this is seasoning your company while you're preparing and you're in pre-launch mode. You can have your business seasoning. Your seasoned. I call it seasoned. And I said it twice. That means that you have established yourself, because when you get into business and you go into getting your account set up and you're setting up credit and you're setting up all the things in your suppliers, one of the questions they ask you is date of business has been established. And if you have a date, the longer your business has been sitting there, the more established you are, and it more legitimizes it even more. So I always suggest people to go ahead and get that LLC, get yourself structured right at the beginning, so that while you're in planning mode and preparing mode, you're seasoning your business. So 6 months later, or whatever it takes to get your business up and running, you have seasoned your LLC. You're going to get together with all your costs. We're going to get you a system to determine and figure out what your costs are. Nothing has to be elaborate. We're all about cost effectiveness here at Elite Professionals. We are here to help you, of course. And a lot of this operational stuff is part of our administrative services plan. We have a pre-launch and launch service plan, which we help you go step by step through the way of legitimizing, getting all the credentials and research and all that. But all of this stuff is part of running and owning a business. Your cost, money, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. So not only will you have pre-launch costs, we're going to prepare you to get ready to figure out what your operating costs, what it takes you to keep your business going. If you have a brick and mortar, the meaning a rent, you're going to have to pay a store, the supplies, your vendors, all of that stuff, operating costs. And then once we get you knowing what your costs are, we're going to set up you with the system so that you can report this and know what these are, because this is a company has records, and you keep your records so that you can prove what you've done and show what you haven't done and all that good stuff. And all of that is in that administrative category, paperwork, where we're going to get you to show you how to report transactions, and admit that even setting up your contact information and your website and getting your system set up and your processes and your marketing and how you're going to get yourself out there. All of those things are part of operations and part of the administration of a business. So we're going to get you going with that as well, thinking about that. Really get into it. Of course, our meteor courses, the master course, that course there we go through, we take you on exercises, we show you one-on-one how to do a systems, whether it be on paper, whether it be in a software package, we get your everything going. And then we're going to go through what it takes for owners' tasks. There are tasks that every owner needs to do, whether it be because you're going to have to track your expenses and look at your sales projection and figure out how much you need to sell to get to where you need to go. So these are tasks that owners need to do, and we're going to take you through. You need to remember your tasks for weekly, looking at your expenses, figuring out what bills you need to pay for next week, what is coming up due, figuring out who you need to reach out to. All those tasks you should have done weekly. some that you should do monthly, some you should do every quarter, which is every 3 months, and then annually at the end of each fiscal year. And at Elite, we have some of our administrative services clients. We actually send them. We have a service where we let them know what you need to do this week on Sunday. These are the things you needed to get done this week by, and then you let us know that you've got them done. It's a system. We customize any of our systems and our processes for you, your business owner, whether you're one little bitty or you're growing into having it scale, because you will eventually, like I said, need to hire and outsource. You're going to either do one or the other, hiring as an employer or hiring as a contractor, hiring a contractor. But those are labor costs. Those are built into your cost of goods when you're building products and all of that. But building a team, we're going to help you with that. Building a team is very important. You figure it. I've got years. I'm actually certified in human resources, and human resources is a big thing. You need to have a team that actually is engaged with you and that actually has the same values with you, especially starting out. But we will help you with that if you need how to figure out who to hire, hiring, setting up job descriptions. All of that stuff is part of being a business owner. As you grow and scale, we're going to show you also, it is very important sometimes that you just have to pay for that expertise. At Elite, none of us are digital marketers. So, of course, we paid for a digital marketer. None of us are CPAs necessarily. So, I have a CPA. So, this is the thing, you're going to need to pay for expertise as well. But this is all part of being the self-employed business owner running the company. And we are going to walk you through and help you along the way. The financial terms that every business owner should know. I love this part. I think this is important. So I really want to make sure that anyone that's even thinking about being in business, and once you start, because I've known people that say, oh, I want to start a business, start doing something, and bam, it moves really quickly and fastly. But these are things that you should know if you don't have any background in finance or running a business. Revenue is your sales. Revenue is what your customer pays you to purchase your goods or services. So I'm going to charge you $500. My revenue is $500. The expenses are the expenses it takes to run the business, keep the business operating. Those are what we call overhead. Your rent, your yearly annual fee for your website. All of those things are overhead and they're expenses. And then you have cost of goods sold, self-explanatory kind of. That is the cost of what it takes you to make the labor, the materials, those are the things, the direct cost to put that thing together. That's the cost of goods sold. You need to know what revenue, expenses, and cost of goods sold are, because that will tell you what your profit. Your profit is your revenue minus your expenses minus your cost of goods sold. That will tell you what your profit is. Do not worry, do not fret. Most businesses, new businesses, run at a negative profit, which is called a net loss, beginning because you're putting out, you're building, you're putting it in there. But then as you start to get sales and we see you grow and we change and we pivot and we work with you, we see you move from here to here, that profit is going to be very important. I promise you. If it don't make money, it don't make sense.